A killer's toolkit. You've got medical waste, biohazard containers, and, most terrifyingly, a heavy-duty medical incinerator. The perfect place to commit a crime and make the evidence disappear.
So, the detective has a suspect and a location, but that's not enough to go to court. Now we're going to look at how this case goes from a strong suspicion to an undeniable scientific certainty. This is where the physical proof comes in.
You know, his search history is practically a confession written before the crime ever happened. It tells a story. You can literally see his mind shifting from, how do I solve this problem, to, how do I plan the perfect murder? He was even researching how the police would investigate it a full 9 days before Maria even went missing. Chilling.
He tried to clean the crime scene. He scrubbed that floor, but you just can't beat science. The forensic teams came in, sprayed the floor with luminol, and it lit up like a Christmas tree. Maria's blood was still there. And that number, 99.97% certainty. That is as close to a definite yes as science gets. It proves she was in that room, and she bled in that room.
But wait, it gets even more damning. They didn't just find her blood. They found his blood, mixed right in with hers. This is huge. It places him at the scene, not just standing there, but as an active participant in a violent struggle where they both were injured. There's no explaining that away.
And this is how it all came together so brilliantly. It wasn't just one smoking gun. It was what the prosecution called a damning trifecta. You had the forensic evidence, the digital evidence, and the physical evidence. Each one was strong on its own, but together, they created this inescapable web of proof that pointed to only one person.
So, with this absolute mountain of evidence stacked against him, the case against Dr. Al-Mazzoui finally went to trial. And this is where the full, horrifying story of his calculated cruelty was laid bare for the world to see.
And look at these charges. The prosecution didn't just go for murder. They laid out the entire sequence of his actions. The premeditated planning, the deliberate tampering with evidence, the disgusting abuse of his power as medical director, and of course, that horrific final act of destroying her remains.
After weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated for 11 hours. And when they came back, their decision was unanimous. It was clear, guilty, on every single charge.
The judge handed down a sentence that truly reflected the horror of this crime. It wasn't just life in prison, it was life without any chance of parole. They permanently stripped him of his medical license, erasing his professional identity, and that huge payment to Maria's family, that was the court's final formal acknowledgement of the precious life that he stole.
But, you know, the story doesn't really end there with the verdict. The trial was over, sure, but the impact of this case was actually just beginning. Maria's death, as awful as it was,